Lesson 1: Literature and Science.
It's interesting how very few writers or intellectuals seem to know or care much about science.
I've noticed that too. It's like there's a divide between the two fields.
I think both literature and science have so much to offer each other.
Absolutely. Science can inspire stories, and literature can make science more relatable.
It's a shame more people don't explore the connections between them.
True. Imagine the creativity that could come from blending the two.
Maybe we need more writers who are passionate about science and vice versa.
That would be amazing. It could lead to some groundbreaking ideas.
Let's hope the future brings more collaboration between these worlds.
Lesson 2: Virtues and Vices.
Do you think we're born equal, or do our choices shape who we become?
I believe we may be born equal, but thereafter, our lives are weighed by our virtues or vices.
That's an interesting perspective. It's like our actions define our path.
Exactly. Every decision we make adds to the balance of who we are.
It's a reminder to strive for kindness and integrity in everything we do.
Absolutely. Small acts of goodness can have a big impact over time.
I think it's also about learning from our mistakes and growing.
True. No one is perfect, but we can always aim to be better.
Let's make a conscious effort to tip the scales toward virtue.
Lesson 3: Mall Recommendations.
That sounds great. Are there any specific stores you recommend in the mall?
Definitely. If you're looking for trendy clothes, there's a store on the second floor with great options.
I'll check it out. What about shoes? I need something comfortable but stylish.
There's a shoe store near the food court that has a wide selection.
Perfect. I'll start there. Do you know if they have any sales going on?
I think they're having a buy one get one half off promotion this week.
That's a great deal. Thanks for the heads up.
No problem. Let me know if you need help navigating the mall.
Will do. I'm excited to find some new pieces for my wardrobe.
Lesson 4: Changing Attitudes.
I've noticed that many people feel uncomfortable with the idea of unrestricted sexual behavior.
Yes, as a result, sexual attitudes have become more conservative in some communities.
It's interesting how societal norms can shift over time based on cultural and moral values.
Absolutely. What was once considered acceptable can change with new perspectives.
I think it's important to have open conversations about these topics to foster understanding.
Agreed. Dialogue helps bridge gaps and reduces judgment or stigma.
It's also about respecting individual choices while maintaining a sense of responsibility.
True. Balance is key when navigating such complex and personal issues.
Let's hope society continues to evolve in a way that promotes both freedom and respect.
Lesson 5: Shopping for Stationery.
Hey, have you been shopping for stationery lately?
Yes, I've been looking for some cute and functional notebooks and pens.
That sounds fun. Did you find anything you really liked?
I found a set of pastel-colored notebooks and gel pens that are perfect for journaling.
Those sound great. I've been wanting to get back into writing by hand.
You should. There's something special about putting pen to paper.
Do you have any recommendations for stores with unique stationery?
There's a small shop downtown that sells handmade notebooks and quirky pens.
I'll check it out. Thanks for the tip.
Lesson 6: Travel Preferences.
Do you prefer flying or taking the train when traveling?
I usually prefer taking the train because it's more relaxing and scenic.
That's true. Trains give you a chance to enjoy the journey rather than just the destination.
Exactly. Plus, there's more legroom and you can move around freely.
I like flying for long distances, though. It's faster and more convenient.
That's a good point. It really depends on the trip and how much time you have.
Have you ever taken an overnight train? I hear it's a unique experience.
I haven't, but it's on my bucket list. It sounds like a fun adventure.
Maybe we can plan a trip together and try it out sometime.
Lesson 7: Finding Recommendations.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Do you have any recommendations?
Sure, there's a great little cafe downtown that serves the best pastries.
That sounds perfect. I've been craving something sweet lately.
You should try their croissants, they're flaky and delicious.
I'll definitely give them a try. What about a good place for dinner?
There's a cozy Italian restaurant nearby with amazing pasta dishes.
That sounds ideal. I've been in the mood for Italian food.
You won't be disappointed. Their tiramisu is also a must-try.
Thanks for the suggestions. I'm excited to check these places out.
Lesson 8: Embracing Change.
I'm trying to see change as an opportunity rather than something to fear.
That's the spirit. A positive mindset can make all the difference.
It's not always easy, but I'm here for you and ready to face challenges head on.
That's what matters most. Change can be scary, but it often leads to growth.
I've realized that staying stagnant is more uncomfortable than taking risks.
Exactly. Stepping out of your comfort zone opens up new possibilities.
I'm determined to make the most of every opportunity that comes my way.
You've got the right attitude. I'm here to support you every step of the way.
Thanks for the encouragement. It means a lot to have someone in my corner.
Lesson 9: Life in Japan.
He lived in Canada all his life, but then he moved to Japan. Life there was very different for him.
I can imagine. The culture, language, and traditions must have been a big adjustment.
Yes, he had to learn a lot quickly, but he found the experience incredibly rewarding.
That's amazing. Japan has such a rich history and unique way of life.
He loved the food, the festivals, and the sense of community there.
It sounds like a place full of beauty and tradition. Did he ever feel homesick?
At first, yes, but he made friends and embraced the culture, which helped him adapt.
That's inspiring. It takes courage to start over in a completely new environment.
He says it was the best decision he ever made. It changed his perspective on life.
Lesson 10: Finding a routine.
I've been trying to find a good routine that works for me. How about you?
I feel the same way. It's tough to balance everything and stay consistent.
Exactly. I want to include exercise, work, and relaxation, but it's challenging.
Maybe start small and build from there. Setting realistic goals can help.
That's a good idea. I'll try focusing on one habit at a time.
Consistency is key. Even small steps add up over time.
I've also heard that tracking progress can keep you motivated.
Definitely. Seeing how far you've come can be really encouraging.
Thanks for the advice. I'm determined to create a routine that works.
Lesson 11: Observing nature.
They were looking at us just as much as we looked at them. It was fascinating.
What do you mean? Were you observing animals or something else?
Yes, we were watching monkeys in the forest. They were swinging from branches and seemed curious about us.
That sounds incredible. Nature has a way of reminding us how connected we all are.
It was amazing to see them up close and witness their behavior.
Did they seem friendly, or were they cautious around humans?
A bit of both. They kept their distance but seemed intrigued by our presence.
It's moments like those that make you appreciate the beauty of wildlife.
Absolutely. It was a humbling and unforgettable experience.
Lesson 12: Christmas decorations.
My family has a wooden Santa Claus and a reindeer set that my father puts up on the roof every year.
That sounds so festive. Do you have other decorations inside the house?
Yes, we put up a Christmas tree with ornaments and lights. It's my favorite part.
I love decorating the tree too. It's such a cozy and joyful tradition.
We also hang stockings by the fireplace and set up a nativity scene.
That's beautiful. It sounds like your home is full of holiday spirit.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to see everything come together.
The effort always pays off when the house feels warm and magical.
Do you have any special decorations or traditions in your home?
Lesson 13: Finding the bank.
Excuse me, can you help me find the bank?
Sure, the bank is just down the street. It's about a 5-minute walk from here.
Thank you so much. I've been looking for it everywhere.
No problem. It's easy to miss because it's tucked between two larger buildings.
That explains why I couldn't spot it. Do you know if it's open on weekends?
Yes, it's open until noon on Saturdays, but it's closed on Sundays.
That's good to know. I'll make sure to get there before it closes.
If you need an ATM, there's one inside and another around the corner.
Thanks for the information. You've been a huge help.
Lesson 14, Enhancing Reports.
That's a valid point. I should incorporate relevant charts and graphs to enhance my reports.
Absolutely. Visual aids can make complex data much easier to understand.
I've noticed that people tend to engage more with presentations that include visuals.
It's true. Charts and graphs can highlight key points and make your arguments stronger.
Do you have any tips for choosing the right type of chart for different data?
Bar charts are great for comparisons, while line graphs work well for trends over time.
That's helpful. I'll keep that in mind when preparing my next report.
Also, make sure your visuals are clear and not overcrowded with information.
Good advice. I want my reports to be both informative and visually appealing.
Lesson 15, Dining Out.
Going out to a restaurant is also fun because it allows a change from the usual routine of eating at home.
I agree. It's nice to try new dishes and enjoy a different atmosphere.
Plus, you don't have to worry about cooking or cleaning up afterward.
That's the best part. It feels like a treat to have someone else do the work.
Do you have a favorite type of cuisine to eat when you go out?
I love Italian food, but I'm always open to trying something new.
Same here. Exploring different cuisines is one of the joys of dining out.
It's also a great way to spend time with friends and family.
Absolutely. Sharing a meal together creates lasting memories.
Lesson 16, Canadian Summers.
In Canada, especially, the summers are short, so people try to make the most of them.
That's true. Everyone seems to be outside enjoying the warm weather while it lasts.
There are so many festivals, outdoor concerts, and barbecues during the summer months.
It's a great time to explore nature too, like hiking or visiting the lakes.
I love how the cities come alive with patios and street markets.
It's like everyone is making up for the long, cold winters.
Do you have any summer traditions or activities you look forward to?
I always try to go camping at least once. It's a perfect way to disconnect and recharge.
That sounds amazing. I'll have to join you sometime.
Lesson 17, Improving Reports.
I'll definitely incorporate that into my future reports. What else did you notice?
Secondly, I noticed a few grammar errors that could be easily fixed.
Thanks for pointing that out. I'll make sure to proofread more carefully next time.
It's always a good idea to have someone else review your work too.
That's a great suggestion. A fresh pair of eyes can catch things I might miss.
Also, try to vary your sentence structure to make the writing more engaging.
I'll keep that in mind. I want my reports to be clear and interesting to read.
You're doing a great job. A few tweaks here and there will make a big difference.
Thanks for the feedback. I'm always looking for ways to improve.
Lesson 18, Bear Encounters.
The polar bears had bright white fur and seemed to glide effortlessly through the water.
That's incredible. Did you see any grizzly bears during your trip?
Yes, the grizzly bears had brown fur and were much larger than I expected.
They're such powerful animals. Did they seem aggressive or calm?
They were surprisingly calm, just focused on foraging for food.
It must have been amazing to see them in their natural habitat.
It was. Observing wildlife like that reminds you of the beauty of nature.
Did you take any photos or videos to remember the experience?
I did, but nothing compares to seeing them in person.
Lesson 19, Stationery Variety.
Exactly. They have a wide variety of pens, notebooks, and folders to choose from.
I love how organized and colorful everything is. It makes shopping so much fun.
Me too. I always end up buying more than I need because everything looks so good.
Do you have a favorite type of pen or notebook?
I'm a fan of gel pens and dotted notebooks for journaling.
Those are great choices. I prefer fountain pens and lined notebooks for writing.
It's interesting how everyone has their own preferences when it comes to stationery.
Absolutely. It's a personal thing that reflects your style and habits.
Let's go shopping together sometime. It'll be fun to compare our picks.
Lesson 20, Indoor Plants.
Definitely. Indoor plants absorb toxins and release oxygen, purifying the air.
That's one of the reasons I love having plants at home. They're both beautiful and functional.
Do you have any favorite plants that are easy to care for?
Snake plants and pothos are great for beginners. They don't need much attention.
I'll have to try those. I've been wanting to add more greenery to my space.
They also add a calming vibe to any room. It's like bringing a piece of nature indoors.
I've heard that plants can even boost your mood and reduce stress.
It's true. Taking care of them can be a therapeutic activity too.
I'm sold. I'll start with a few plants and see how it goes.
Lesson 21, Lazy Summer Days.
Sometimes, it's nice to just sit in the grass or lie on your back and look up at the clouds.
Summer days are lazy days. We don't have to rush or worry about anything.
It's the perfect time to relax and enjoy the simple things in life.
I love how the days feel longer, giving us more time to unwind.
Do you have any favorite summer activities that help you relax?
Reading a book under a tree or having a picnic in the park are my go-tos.
Those sound perfect. I enjoy listening to music or taking a nap in the shade.
It's all about slowing down and appreciating the moment.
Let's make the most of this summer. There's something magical about this season.
Lesson 22, Village Life.
I grew up in a place called a village. My village was surrounded by many farms and lakes.
That sounds so peaceful. What was it like living there?
It was quiet and close-knit. Everyone knew each other, and life moved at a slower pace.
I can imagine how beautiful it must have been, especially with all the nature around.
It was. I spent a lot of time exploring the fields and swimming in the lakes.
Do you miss living there, or do you prefer the city now?
I miss the simplicity and connection to nature, but I also enjoy the opportunities the city offers.
It's nice to have experienced both worlds. Each has its own charm.
Absolutely. My village will always feel like home, no matter where I go.
Lesson 23, Seeking Reconciliation.
We still have not been able to reach a reconciliation with many of our Asian friends.
That's a difficult situation. Open communication is key to resolving conflicts.
I agree. It's important to listen and understand each other's perspectives.
Sometimes, it takes time and patience to rebuild trust and mend relationships.
Do you think cultural differences play a role in these challenges?
They can, but mutual respect and empathy can bridge those gaps.
I'll keep trying to reach out and find common ground.
That's the right attitude. Small steps can lead to meaningful progress.
Thanks for the encouragement. I'm hopeful that we can find a way forward.
Lesson 24, Avoiding the Rush.
I've been trying to avoid the rush at the grocery store by going later in the evening.
That's a good point, but I find going earlier in the morning works even better.
Really? I'll try going earlier next time. It's so much calmer when it's not crowded.
Exactly. You can take your time and not feel rushed by other shoppers.
Do you have any other tips for making errands less stressful?
I like making a list beforehand so I know exactly what I need.
That's smart. I always forget something if I don't write it down.
It saves time and helps you stay focused. Plus, you're less likely to buy unnecessary things.
Thanks for the advice. I'll give it a try and see how it goes.
Lesson 25, Shopping for Essentials.
Great, let's go and grab what we need. We should also get some reading materials while we're out.
That's a good idea. I've been wanting to pick up a new book for a while now.
Do you have any specific titles in mind, or are you just browsing?
I'm thinking of getting a mystery novel. Something to keep me hooked.
I love mysteries too. Maybe we can recommend books to each other after we're done.
That sounds fun. It's always nice to share a good read with someone.
Let's head to the bookstore first, then we can get the rest of our errands done.
Perfect. I'm excited to see what they have in stock.
Me too. A good book can make the day so much better.
Lesson 26, International Driving.
I've been looking into getting an international driver's license for my trip.
It's usually required if you plan on driving in another country.
Good to know. How about insurance? Should I get that as well?
Definitely. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially in unfamiliar places.
Do you have any recommendations for reliable insurance providers?
I've heard good things about a few companies that specialize in travel insurance.
I'll look into those. It's important to have everything sorted before I go.
Absolutely. Planning ahead can save you a lot of stress later.
Thanks for the advice. I feel more prepared already.
Lesson 27, Lost and Found.
Hi, I lost something in my room. Can you help me look for it?
Of course. What are you trying to find?
It's a small silver necklace. I think I might have left it on the dresser.
Let's check there first. Sometimes things get moved without us realizing.
I've looked everywhere, but it's nowhere to be found.
Don't worry. We'll retrace your steps and see if we can spot it.
Thanks for helping. I really hope we can find it.
No problem. It's always frustrating to lose something important.
I'll be more careful with my things from now on.
Lesson 28, Organizing Essentials.
I've been thinking about how essential it is to maintain good posture. What about organizing my essentials? How can I do that better?
Start by decluttering and grouping similar items together. It makes everything easier to find.
That makes sense. Do you have any tips for keeping things organized long term?
Use storage bins or drawer dividers to keep everything in its place.
I'll try that. I feel like I'm always losing things because they're not organized.
Labeling can also help. It's a small step that makes a big difference.
That's a great idea. I'll start with my desk and work my way through the house.
Take it one step at a time. Organization is a process, not a one-time task.
Thanks for the advice. I'm ready to tackle this project.
Lesson 29, Hockey versus Soccer.
Hockey is similar to soccer in some ways, but unlike soccer, there's no large ball used in hockey.
That's true. Hockey uses a puck, which is much smaller and slides on ice.
It's fascinating how different sports can have similar rules but unique equipment.
I think the speed of hockey makes it really exciting to watch.
Do you have a favorite team or player?
I'm a fan of the local team. Their games are always intense and fun to watch.
I've never been to a hockey game, but I'd love to experience it someday.
You should. The atmosphere in the arena is electric.
I'll add it to my bucket list. It sounds like a great way to spend an evening.
Lesson 30, Spa Treatments.
I've been thinking about trying out some spa treatments. That sounds great.
I'll definitely check it out. Don't forget to make a reservation beforehand.
Good point. I'll call ahead to make sure I can get a spot.
It's always better to book early, especially for popular treatments.
Do you have any recommendations for what I should try first?
A massage or facial is a great way to start. They're relaxing and rejuvenating.
That sounds perfect. I could use some relaxation after a busy week.
Treat yourself, you deserve it. Let me know how it goes.
I will. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm looking forward to it.
Lesson 31, Investing Strategies.
I think we should consider some investing strategies.
Absolutely. What do you have in mind?
Perhaps we can invest in co-optimization.
That sounds interesting. Can you explain it a bit?
Sure. It focuses on maximizing resources and minimizing waste.
That's a smart approach. It benefits both the environment and our finances.
Exactly. Collaboration can lead to better results too.
Have you seen any companies doing this successfully?
Yes, some tech firms are leading the way.
Lesson 32, Meeting Prep.
Have you finished preparing for the meeting tomorrow?
Yes, I anticipated concerns and prepared responses.
Great thinking. Did you bring the presentation slides?
I did. I made sure to include all the important points.
Perfect. It'll help keep the discussion focused.
Exactly. I want everyone to be on the same page.
And that will make the meeting much more productive.
Yes, I'm feeling confident about it now.
Great. Let's review everything one last time before we go.
Lesson 33, Climate Change Discussion.
Hi. Have you been following the recent news about climate change?
Yes, it's alarming how fast things are changing.
I know. It really makes you think about our actions.
Absolutely. We all need to be more responsible.
What do you think are the most effective solutions?
I believe education is key to making a difference.
That's a good point. The more people know, the better.
Exactly. And we should promote sustainable practices too.
Agreed. It's a collective effort we need to focus on.